3 days ago, 20 players enlisted in an epic battle at Lake Fork, Texas. Tribes were divided by gender. The women's tribe, led by returner Madeline, and the men's tribe, led by returners Garrett and Dylan. The hostages twist shook up the game, with Madeline taking charge of the men's tribe to eliminate the other returning players, as well as the women's tribe to eliminate their own captain, Sam. With the women dominating in challenges, the men were forced to make another tough decision, betraying their captain too. Meanwhile, a secret cross-tribal alliance formed between hostages Kyle Morosco, Bryce, and Asia, who pulled in their allies Crystal and Kyle Montana. At the swap, players were divided based on their opponent's perception of them, into a trustworthy tribe and an untrustworthy tribe. On the trustworthy tribe, players unified against Paige, one of Madeline's closest allies, except for Jonathan, putting him on the outs. However, when a twist sent both tribes to tribal council and gave Jonathan individual immunity,
I mean, it feels real good. I think I would have been voted out this round.
a fracture divided the tribe between the Secret Alliance and the Outsiders, with Caleb as the swing vote. Ultimately, Caleb joined the Secret Alliance in blindsiding Christina's closest ally, leaving Jonathan and Christina on the bottom of the tribe. On the untrustworthy tribe, the men found themselves in a clear minority, but Brittany and Asia were caught in the middle against a tight alliance of Madeline, Gabby, and Kate, who found the tribe's hidden immunity idol. With Madeline being safe, the target shifted to her #1 ally, Gabby, but the women stuck together, blindsiding Tanner. In a surprise merge, eliminated players came back to compete in one final challenge. Paige won the challenge, re-entering the game with a hidden immunity idol, before reintegrating with her original alliance of Madeline, Gabby, and Kate, and finding a second idol. Despite the women having the overwhelming majority, the merged tribe unified against Madeline's alliance of 4 and set their sights on eliminating the veteran player. Even with 3 idols between them, their failed plan against Bryce resulted in Madeline leaving the game, and Paige burning one of her 2 idols. At the final 12, the players were divided into 2 teams. On the white team, chaos ensued when Brittany revealed Kate's idol.
Well, we'll see if I continue to keep that to myself, because I'm getting wishy-washy answers.
Causing the tribe to turn on her. On the black team, 4 members of the Secret Alliance had to choose between outsiders Jonathan and Christina, ultimately keeping Christina for her loyalty and officially initiating her into the alliance. With 10 people left in the game, the Secret Alliance of Kyle Morosco, Crystal, Asia, Kyle Montana, Bryce, and Christina eliminated Paige, Bradley, Kate, and finally Gabby, baffled by the girls' decision to willingly give up their large majority.
I tried.
With the Secret Alliance finally forced to turn on itself, all allegiances went out the window, and Kyle Montana was voted out as the first casualty of the Alliance's civil war. 5 players remain, all members of the season's dominating Secret Alliance. Christina, the loyal underdog who clawed her way out from a minority position to become the game's unexpected challenge beast. Crystal, the power player who stealthily manipulated votes and flipped between alliances to stay under the radar. Bryce, the sleeper cell who backstabbed and betrayed his way to the final 5. Asia, the kingpin whose relationships and strategic decisions held the dominating alliance together. And Kyle Morosco, the perceived puppet master of the alliance who controlled votes with an iron fist. "15 are gone. Five are left. Who will be the sole survivor?"
Hey, yeah, I was so glad I didn't have to be a part of that.
Yeah.
That
Go
sucks.
PP real quick.
I mean, during tribal, I took a shower. It was the most wonderful thing I've ever done in my life. It felt so good. Took a steamer. I turned the water on much hotter than it should be. Just burned all the nastiness off.
Yeah.
Literally disinfected because there's no bacteria living. So it was great. Took a steamer. Felt good. Felt good. Just enjoyed the stress-free time of not having anybody voting on me, not having to cast a vote. It was a good time.
It's great. Love being in the outdoors. Feeling obviously relieved from just making it through another round through tribal, but also just really sad. So the 6 that we went into tribal with was the original ally that we've had for about half of this game, and so we all knew that this was going to be, I think, probably the toughest vote we've had to make this entire game, was finding out which one of the original 6 is going home first.
Should I pour this out for Kyle? This was his. Pouring out for Kyle. I'll go over here. Sorry, Kyle. This is for you, bud. I'm so sorry. Montana! Wait, Montana.
I feel really bad for Montana. Montana, know I love you, dog. My Kyle brother.
He was the first of our alliance to be gone.
I feel like I just hurt him,
We've been sitting here going, this is final 6.
but also, I mean, it was just a game, so I think he kind of knew. We were like, ugh, that was like our first guy that like we lost from our alliance, so I think it was a little bittersweet.
It was 100% based off drawing beats for splitting up into the black and white tribe. So
It was before that, though, I feel like.
I feel like we were all on the trustworthy side.
I think everyone's a little nervous right now. Things are up in the air. Asia and I are definitely allied together. Christina's there too, and then there's Kyle and Bryce, and so I think it really just depends on who gets this next immunity challenge, and whoever wins that, I think that's where the vote will base off.
Got tree now!
Alright, boys and girls. Captain Zog. Sticks and rods, rings and twine. If I build it, immunity's mine.
Okay.
It's a fire, isn't it? We're building a fire or something.
We're building something. Twine and rings.
Sticks and rods, rings and twine. If I build it, immunity's mine.
The new alliance that I'm looking at right now is still remains with Crystal and Asia. That's kind of been my inner alliance within the larger alliance. And so obviously that looks like us now targeting either Bryce or Christina out this next challenge.
I want to win a challenge before I leave, before the game's over.
Me too.
Go do it. I know, I'm trying, but also my foot. So.
Hey, my pancreas. Her pancreas.
My pancreas.
Hey, she won one with the
I
pancreas.
was
Let's
the
go.
pancreas, bro.
2 in a row with the
There's still
pancreas.
Take that, diabetes.
Christina's been doing really good on these challenges, so I think there's a good chance that she could win again, but ultimately I think it's kind of anyone's game at who gets immunity. Christina's been very loyal to the girls and Bryce has been very loyal to me, but if one of Christina or Bryce get immunity, it will be a pretty clear vote of going for the other one.
Alright, let's talk about how many I don't have enough leukocytes in my body. I don't have enough vitamin D. I don't have iron.
no
I don't have
excuse.
iron.
That sounds hard.
I have ADHD. I have
Yeah.
OCD.
Yeah,
I have eczema. I got allergies.
I have no excuse.
I
just suck.
no.
No disability, no illnesses.
No. We are the disabilities. That's why we're the Albanians.
Alliance is going to get shaky. I'm probably going out either this round or next round because what's going to happen is Kyle Marasco is the next one out, but if he gets immunity, then it might be me. Like, I have to win immunity, for sure.
All right, come on in, guys. All right.
this, and you are guaranteed a spot in the Final Four. Here's how this challenge is going to work. Each of you will be given a set of rods and twine. You must build a contraption to retrieve the ring hanging on the post. First person to get their ring back across the line wins immunity, guaranteed a spot in the Final Four. Alright, if no one has any questions, we'll get started.
Bryce is building up a protective barrier around himself. Everyone trying something different. These are all the materials you get, so use them wisely. Not long enough. The girls still working hard on their building. Someone is going to figure out something, and then we'll have a challenge. Roscoe makes a connection with the ring. Like that, Bryce grabs the ring. Bryce wins immunity.
Good job,
all right, Bryce, come on up.
Big drip.
You said you wanted to win one. There it is. Congratulations. All right, Bryce, you will be safe from the vote tonight. So the other four of you, one of you will become the next member of the jury. Give you some time back in camp. Going out.
Feels good. First immunity idol. Really feels nice to win a challenge. I was really embarrassed that I haven't won any individual immunities until this point, but better late than never. Strategy going into tribal is to get me the best shot at in-game winning, which means I need to keep Kyle in as a scapegoat.
That was a crazy game. Good game though, like hats off to Bryce. I know we were talking, he hasn't won an individual immunity challenge yet, and so honestly happy for him that he gets to take a breath. I know that he's been on the chopping block a lot.
I gotta stick to who I think has helped me the most, and that would be the person who helped me the just think with me the least is Christina. Yeah. Although they all have. That's just one thing.
Okay. All right.
Sticking with my alliance with Crystal and Asia, we were down to Christina or Bryce. And so honestly, the fact that Bryce got the idol makes our decision easy, not having to pick between the two. So right now the target's on Christina.
So he said your name. He knows you're gonna say his name. Yep.
So Christina's voting for me, I'm voting for Christina. We're kind of leaving it in the hands of the rest of them. But I don't think that she realizes that Asia and Crystal are ultimately on my side.
A little nervous, but good, I think. We're trying to figure out how to play this next one. I think it's, right now the vote is between me and Kyle. I'm just trying to remind everyone else why Kyle is a target right now and why I'm not. He's been kind of playing things in the background for a while, so we figured it's about time for him to get out. That's all we can do.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you.
Okay.
Look, it's a little worm.
Where?
Oh. What's oh my, why is it flying?
Take a picture with the worm. Then
The worm. Oh, no, I don't want to. Anyways. We know what we're doing for this next vote, and at this point we're just kind of weeding out the puppeteers, weeding out the strong threats. Asia and I are definitely still strong. Christina's there right with us, and I think unfortunately we're gonna have to get rid of Kyle this round. Yeah, that's what we have to do.
So obviously y'all are coming for me. Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
Don't want to be too cocky, but really confident that Asia and Crystal are going to come through for me. And in addition to that, nobody else realizes that Crystal has 2 votes this round to help secure that even more for me.
You still have your double vote, right?
Yeah.
And this is your last time to use it, so it's getting used.
Yeah, it has to be used.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 on Christina. Doesn't even matter what Bryce does.
I do have a second vote this round, so a lot of people think that it might be tied right now, but me, Asia, and Christina know that whatever we do, there's going to be another one, so it's going to be 4-2 ultimately, and we'll get majority on this vote. So I do have that, which helps a lot.
Because I was talking to Bryce, and it's like, y'all aren't going to say you're going to
No, I forgot about
the girls aren't going to say
that.
another girl, so that means y'all's only choice is to say that you're going to vote for me.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, so
no, yeah, that was definitely not.
Yeah, we didn't think about that.
written. Okay, cool.
Got it. Okay, good.
I mean,
So
it's
if I
right.
talk,
For some reason, I thought
if I
you
talk
won.
to Christina, I'm going to throw Asia under the bus, just so you know.
Yeah, that's do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But Christina's out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's my dilemma, is I have immunity. I can pull votes for who, I can eliminate whoever I want in this round. Whoever I say is who's going to get help. Those 2 obvious choices are Christina or Kyle. Kyle, if he gets to the final round, then he has a chance of getting me out, voting me out. Because I'm going to be a threat for playing the game as good as him or whatever. Better. I vote out Kyle, and then you keep Crystal, Christina, and Asia, and I have to win immunity in that case. So if I vote him out now, that leaves me no buffer. Though if it's me and 3 girls, and I have to get immunity, otherwise I'm out. But if I vote Christina out, if I vote a girl out, then I've got Kyle in there, who will be the target. So I've decided to vote out Christina, which will leave me Kyle And then the only way I lose is if Kyle wins immunity on the next one. Problem is, if he gets immunity, then he wins the game because, so I'm taking the risk, because if he gets immunity on the next one, on the 4-person, then he goes to final 3 auto. And then it's one of us 3, and then I'm stuck with those 2 yahoos, which are, they're close. If Kyle... I kind of want to roll the dice and just vote Christina out, because that means it's either Kyle or me, and it's based off who wins immunity. And it's my fault if I don't. If he wins immunity, then I'm out and I'm out. And if he doesn't, then he's out, and I will have a chance at winning. Okay. So who did I just say vote out? I said vote out. Oh, vote out Christina. Leave Kyle. Kyle take the next vote, unless he gets immunity. So I'm running the dice. Okay, I like that odds. Okay, so the other way, I'm going back and forth, but the other way is if, just to make sure it doesn't work out better, is if I vote out Kyle, then I have to get immunity. No, it's an easy decision. Yeah, easy decision. Christina goes.
Oh, but like, we literally, everyone
I
hates
feel like-
us. I know the jury hates us. I was like, you know, I played a game. We all played a game. We talked. We're the villains. And
I don't
accept
regret.
that.
I regret no choices. I
Nope.
think that we have played the game to the best
No
of our
regrets.
ability. We played the game, but we are the villains.
We are the villains.
villains.
That should be our ally.
So maybe it's
game.
like this. I understand
The
that like
villains.
as a group we're the villain, but like I feel like within
Within
this
the group,
alliance
we're
we've
not.
been so upfront
Yeah,
with everything that like it
Ally
really does not feel
villains.
villainous.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like a
friendly villains.
Not villains.
The good
anti-heroes, right?
Competitive.
Someone needs to make a movie. The good villains. That's
We're the
us.
competitors.
The good villains.
What's up? I think I'm gonna go home. I think I'm gonna go home. Come here, Kyle.
It is one of us. She's voting for me. I'm voting for her. We'll see what they do.
You're the best pancreas one.
Oh,
It won't be mine.
hey, that's not fair. That's not fair.
It's honestly okay. So what? It's not Roscoe. Like me and Crystal have talked, and at this point, it would be Christina over you. But we don't know what both like tribal council is going to look like because of immunity. You know what I'm saying? Really, all of us going in. So me, Crystal, Christina, and Bryce had kind of talked, and really what we're sitting here thinking is that the biggest threat is Morosco. And so going into that challenge, we were really just hoping that anyone but him got immunity. Sitting right now, it's Morosco. Especially when we get to jury votes, I think he's definitely a huge threat.
Yeah. But I think where I landed is that's just more risky for me.
Yeah.
So what I decided, I think, is that, so if I take out Kyle, then I'm left with you. 3 plus me. Don't feel really comfortable with that for all the reasons I just said. We talked about getting, we started out talking about getting Kyle out. I think the way that we want to go is Christina.
I'm definitely trying to go to the end with, I mean, the people that I've been loyal to since the beginning, which is Asia.
How do you feel about that?
Well,
I'm not coming.
I'm gonna.
But I see that. Yeah.
No, I see. Yeah. I see the reason I'm like, yeah. Because ultimately, he thinks he's not going home right now.
I have nothing. I have had nothing. I've had no immunity idol, no special double vote, no shower to take. I'm just trying to play the game the best that I can.
Welcome, Alba, to Tribal Council. Now bring in the members of the jury. Madeline, Jonathan, Griffin, Paige, Bradley, Paige, Gabby, and Montana voted out at the last Tribal Council. Alright, We are down to the final 5.
First of all, I haven't ever won an individual immunity. I was just kind of wanted to win one.
So were you doing it purely just because you wanted to win something, or do you think you needed it?
No, it's always helpful to have it in the game.
This vote is by far the toughest vote in this entire game.
With that, it's time to vote. Bryce, you're up.
This one hurts. You represent it for all the diabetics out there. Respect.
I have an extra vote, so I'm going to use that.
Christina, this is seriously the hardest vote we've had to make so far. Very sorry. Gonna miss you and losing one of the diabetics.
On votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council. I'll read the votes. First vote. Tom Roscoe. Christina. Christina. 17th person voted out, the next member of our jury. Christina, I'll bring you a torch. Christina, spoken. You have made it one step closer to the end. Time for you to go make another decision. Go ahead back to camp.
I'm okay. I'm kind of sad, but we all knew it was coming. It's been a really good alliance, and it's just my time. I think there was some concern between Bryce and Kyle about if one of them were to leave, it would give the girls a much unfair advantage. So, that was me.
This one hurts. You represent it for all the diabetics out there. Respect.
I'm going to start crying. This is the United decision. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. You played good, girl. You know that. So, love you. See you on the other side.
Christina, this is seriously the hardest vote we've had to make so far. Very sorry. Gonna miss you and losing one of the diabetics.
We love you, Christina.
Let's go with them, right?
Before I went out for Christina, this is for you. And I'm literally just you'll do the whole thing. I used my 2 votes last time on Christina, but honestly I feel like it didn't really matter because we were all going to be unified anyway, so I don't know. Part of me is like, man, I should have gotten those 2 votes earlier in the game so I could have used it more strategically, but you know, because with our alliance, who I respect each and every one of them, I think we're able to communicate that and be honest with each other and just like, yeah, we can strategize, but then at the end of the day, like, one of us is going to go home, and I think we all know that it's just a game, and we all have, like, we're going to have friendships outside of this after this, so it's a bittersweet thing, for sure.
captain's log. Oh gosh, I don't know how to say this. Siri, Malcolm, Chelsea, and Liana. Steady hands they lack. Don't make their mistake or it's time for you to pack.
Huh?
Just use guys.
Siri, Malcolm. Who are these people?
That was my first time to read Trina.
So,
I know. First. Yeah.
Don't make their mistake or it's time for you to pack. Who are these people? Are these like Survivor people? We don't know. None of us watch it.
That's probably like a big hint.
I know.
Like,
none of us know what the heck I was talking about.
I feel like it's what's that thing where it buzzes you?
The operation.
Yeah. Hey, you're gonna be good at that, Miss Hospital.
Miss Hospital. Miss Hospital. That's my name now.
Come on in, guys. All right. Welcome, Albatross, to your next individual immunity challenge. Bryce, I will take it back. Thank you. Once again, immunity is back up for grabs. Win this and you're guaranteed a spot in the final 3. Alright, so how this challenge is going to work is you will start with these 2 pieces on the end. These are your handles. You're going to push them against the middle piece. And you're going to have to hold them like this for as long as you can. In minute intervals, we will add the next pieces closer to the center, which you will have to pick up and balance. We will keep going until only one person is left. Alright, everyone can choose a color. Okay, so we will begin with the middle. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off the bench. Here we go for 1 minute. Alright, you can put your pieces down. And now expand. Take the 2 pieces closest to the center, put them on the outside of your center block. I'll give you 10 seconds to lift this off the bench. If it's not off the bench at 10 seconds, you will be out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, Asia cannot make the transition. She is out. We'll hold this for a minute. Put your pieces down. We'll now expand the next piece. If I count down and your pieces are not off the bench, you're out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Crystal drops, she's out. We're down to Bryce, Kyle Marosco. Kyle drops, Bryce wins individual meeting for the 2nd time in a row. Congratulations, Bryce. Alright, come on up, Bryce. Congratulations, you are safe from the vote. You're guaranteed a spot in the final 3.
This was key. I told y'all that I was running the risk in the last time, and now that I have this, this was needed. I was either winning it or losing it with this one. If Kyle got it, I was getting voted off, and vice versa. So yeah, it was a good game.
No, but honestly, I was really about to say, like, are these names on the blocks and, like, I have to remember them or something?
Yeah, what were the
It had
names?
nothing to do
What
with
were the names?
We were like, what is this? And all of us, like, up there, we were like, all right, Siri, Malcolm, Chelsea, Leona. I was like, got it. Had nothing to do with it. The last challenge was, honestly, I thought it was going to be a strength of mine, but, or it's like repeat it as you're holding it. Siri, Malcolm, Chelsea, Leona. Now say it backwards. I'm honestly happy for Bryce again, because I think we're all pretty unified in our vote, and again, like, we were honest with each other about it, so we all know, like, Kyle's going home. Well, alright.
Yeah. So what's the walk?
Okay.
Kyle's getting voted out. He's for sure the biggest threat from the game perspective because of how he's organized alliances and done different things, and so I think he's too much of a risk to keep on just because people think he was pulling the strings when it wasn't the case. But I let him do that so that I didn't get targeted. I just don't see a case for, I mean, unless I'm open to it if you want to make it for one of them, but ultimately I think you've been calling a lot of the good plays that have been key to, like, different people getting out, organizing get lines or whatever, and the jury's just going to see that. So you played a really good game, and it hurts me to keep you in at this point. So I think they have been really loyal, but they've been pretty passive. Really loyal to the alliance and just kind of voting wherever, but not really making calls and stuff like that, like I think you have. So, and so because of that, if people didn't see the game that I was playing behind that, then they might vote in his favor from the jury. So I need to get rid of that possibility, and it's the last loose end of the game.
But see, I feel like that's, because I already talked to them, I don't know if I told you, but that's one thing that I am worried about if I do get to jury, is that I think people are going to look at me as like, oh, like he was the one behind all of this and not win. And so that's why I think the girls are probably going to have a better chance than probably either of us, like winning it. Yeah. From the jury's perspective. Yeah.
Not feeling great. So after that last challenge, pretty much the worst case scenario happened for us, which was that Bryce won the immunity again. The fact that Bryce got the immunity is hard because the other three of us were planning on voting him out. And now we're at the point where it's between me or one of the girls, obviously. Those are the only three left, and I think there's a very, very high chance that I end up going home at this next tribal.
From about when we got down to the 6th, that's when I started thinking, I was like, if I do get to jury, I don't think I'm going to be super well liked. Yeah. And so that's why I'm like, so, like, I understand it's a good chance that it's me, but I am hoping that you will at least consider.
Crystal and Asia have had just a super tight relationship this entire game. Bryce and I would say, have a very similar relationship. But the issue is now we're starting to think about who carries more weight when it comes to the jury voting.
It's up to you. You gotta convince me. I'm on you, but if you think of a, I'll talk to them, and if you
we can each talk to them individually, and no, I guess we'll see. We've been pretty honest so far, but I don't know if they're gonna pick. You know, they might just, like, Asia may tell me Crystal's gonna tell me Asia, and then I don't know where they actually land. Yeah. And then you will, and that, if that's me, then that'll be it. Okay. But
I think he's Connor. I think he'll go.
Because
he saw the.
He can't get that close to finals.
No.
He can't. That's the only one that's sure in the jury.
Exactly. Like, if he gets to jury, he's gonna win.
Yeah.
So I think he'll definitely vote.
I'm feeling good, honestly, just that I've made it this far. This is crazy. It really is that we're all here. This is our 4th alliance that we have had since Friday, I think. Friday or early Saturday, this is the alliance that we've had. It's a great group. There's there's still of course a lot of tension because we've all made it this far and now like we want to see it through to the end. But I'm feeling great.
I told him, I said it's you unless you can make a good case why it's one of them. And I said I'm open to it, but I said right now it's you, and he didn't have anything to so.
Okay, very honest of you, very mature.
I mean, this is the last one.
It
And this was like the core, like, so
Yep.
there's no reason to be
Shady about it.
Yeah.
I'm nervous just because there's only 4 of us, and I think that one person can be left out very easily on the plans to get voted out. I don't see that happening, but it's possible. I don't think there's any. I think that honesty is the way that we're going, but I mean, it could flip. I mean, yeah.
So he's gonna try to get you to say Crystal, or Crystal to say you. That's the only way it works for him.
Yeah.
If it's default by him, so
That's what he's got to do.
as long as, and obviously I don't have to say it again, but I think he's the one that needs to go out. I think y'all would.
We agree.
It's hard. At this point, it's like, yeah, I want to say myself. But also, we all had an alliance. But now it's like, well, that doesn't really matter anymore. Not that it doesn't matter, but you know what I mean. It's like, at this point, it's individual. So I think if you were on jury and, like, say I was against you or Asia was against you, I think I'd definitely vote in your favor.
I've genuinely thought that the jury probably isn't the most fond of me just for coordinating like a lot of our votes here towards the end. But it seems like some of them are thinking that I would have a good chance at winning, and so they definitely see that as a threat going into jury and may end up voting me out. But it's going to be a matter of if Bryce and I stick on the same side, or if Asia or Crystal and I can all get on the same page at all. It's going to be a tough one.
But of course, selfishly, that's why I'm like, then I would have the best chance to beat Bryce. You know, that's all.
I know. I think, honestly, any 3 of us would be favored more than him. But honestly, at this point, I think they hate any of us.
The thing is how it's sitting is you're a shoo-in, and I say that like it's just fact. You're shoo-in just because of the way that the game was ran, the way that you ran it, the way the alliances that you made. And then me, Crystal, and Bryce all sit pretty much at the same level. We have personal connections on the jury, but also like we have backstabbed and we have like been brutally honest, which some people didn't appreciate, honestly. So at that point, like all 3 of us sit at the same, and so there's more of a chance. Whereas with you, you're guaranteed.
Which that's pretty much my same argument for like why I would hope that I could try to make it to the end, because I think I have a decent shot at winning.
Have a C-stat winner?
Yeah. Versus Bryce winning, which I love Bryce, but I think it'd be so much cooler if one of the 3 of us could win. I'm gonna tell Asia I'm going for you. I'm telling you I'm going for Asia, but I'm actually going for Asia. And I think, what's his face? Bryce. That Bryce also has been thinking Asia for the past couple
He has. He's drunk right now a lot.
So I think I could get him on board for that.
Yeah.
So this is just going to be a major toss-up.
Yeah, it's going to be a toss-up for sure. Because I don't have a double vote.
But I just want you, I just want you to know, like, the truth of truths. Because this is the last time we got to do this.
I know.
Like, I'm thinking the final 3, me, you, Bryce, and I'm all for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be.
Welcome, Alba Tribe, Tribal Council. Jerry, Madeline, Jonathan, Brittany, Maeve, Bradley, Nate, Gabby, Montana and Christina voted out at the last tribal council. Alright. Okay guys, down to the final four. Roscoe, how are you feeling about making it this close to the end?
Very surprised I made it this far. I
Really?
genuinely wasn't expecting it.
Why is that?
I was just thinking, never having really seen any Survivor or anything like that, I was like more than happy to make it to Merge, and then I think from that point I was like, oh, maybe I have a chance. But very happy I've gotten this far.
Alright. Crystal, so tell me about what the vibe was like back at camp. What are you basing your decision off of tonight?
I think since like the last couple rounds, every decision has been hard.
Yeah. Bryce, do you think it was necessary that you wanted to leave today?
Absolutely.
You think you'd be going home if you didn't have it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, Asia, tell me about the jury perception. What do you think their perception is of the four of you?
Kind of honestly makes us all nervous, I think, just because we played the game with them. So right now, like, kind of what we looked at is just like, kind of getting equal in the eyes of the jury, and we were kind of planning out
Okay, with that, it's time to vote. Crystal, you're up.
So sorry, Kyle.
Let me tell you the votes. Alright. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area. Out of the votes. Kyle Morosco. Asia. One vote Kyle, one vote Asia. Roscoe. Two votes Kyle, one vote Asia. 18th person voted out, and the next one is Kyle Roscoe. Kyle, one more challenge, one more tribal, one more vote. So head back to camp. I'll see you in a bit.
Feeling pretty down, but definitely saw it come in, and I appreciate the other three for telling me that it was coming my way.
Played good, but at this point, gotta weed out in the favor of the jury. Sorry, bud. You did good.
Kyle, really well played. A lot of strategy that was made, a lot of alliances that were formed, a lot of loyalty that was placed in our camps respectively. Respect the game, but you gotta go. That was the plan.
So sorry, Kyle. Hey, I have a question. Do any of y'all put butter in y'all salsa like at a Mexican restaurant?
Butter?
No.
Butter and salsa?
Is that a
I'm gonna
move?
say no. No to that one.
Yeah, it is. It's East Texas. We're disgusting.
Is that a move? Like, is it like
No,
a...
it is. It is. Okay, so in East Texas, they put butter on the tables.
Okay.
It's like, but it's not like butter. It's like squeezed butter.
Okay.
Oh,
Like parquet type butter?
Like
I can't believe it's not butter.
no.
Like it comes out of a tube kinda?
Parquet, yeah. It's like you squeeze it and butter comes out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you put that in salsa? And is it
Why?
Goes crazy.
good? Assuming, because some sauce is
I'll be
cold.
completely honest, when I first heard her talk, I thought she was faking that accent.
I know this vote
won't even matter.
But I have absolutely no idea what I was doing, and I stayed. No, I winged it. I winged it until I wasn't expecting it, but it just happened to be like talk to the right people. I made the right alliances and learned how to play the game as I played it. So no, it's crazy.
Yeah, that was the other cool thing. Is we all came in not really watching Survivor all that much, so you kind of learn as you go. And no, it was a fun game for sure. I'm really happy with these girls and like where we ended up.
Yeah. I'm glad this is final three.
This is
glad
solid.
This is final three.
I'm happy with it. Honored to be a part of it, honestly. I was like, oh my, what are we doing? But I mean, ultimately going into it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get out first because I don't know what I'm doing. And there's also these like strong competitors that know what they're doing going into it. And then again, like they said, you meet the right people, you talk to the right people, and you get through it together, and you just count on loyalty and trust to get you through while playing the game. So that worked in our favor, apparently.
My one and only goal was don't get out first. Don't get out first night. I wanted the pride of saying I didn't get out first night. I wasn't even expecting to make it to merge. So.
Last one.
What we said last time.
Okay. Email says multitasking, not something everyone can do, but you better play it smart to slide into the final two.
Glad that I made it to top 3. That's crazy.
But first, take a walk down memory lane.
I really want to make it to the end with Crystal right now. She's the #1 person that I want to see with me there.
Garrett, he's a strong competitor. He went out early. I think it was just the experience hurt him having played in another season, and so he got voted out. But he was a really nice guy. I kind of wanted to hang out with him more, but unfortunately didn't get the chance. All right, Dylan. Man, he was playing a game like very early on. I would have enjoyed to see his game play out a little bit more. So I got held hostage when he was voted out, so I wasn't part of that process, but I'm sure the other guys kind of sniffed out that he was going to play a pretty tough game, and so that fear probably led him to vote him out, but really enjoyed talking to him while he was in there.
Sam was a great leader. Like, that was the best person to choose for our captain in the beginning. But because she was put in the leadership position, it kind of just like a light was shown on her. Like, her abilities, she was crazy good, and she knew how to play the game, and she had done this before, so it just her I wish
That vote was shocking though for all of us to see. Logan was a decisive one. Logan played a great game. He was our captain and fearless leader, and there's no reason why he should have gone out that early.
Yeah, that was actually the vote that I was hostage for, and he was a great leader. He did well. It was just that ended up being how the votes went. Like when everybody was deciding.
Tanner, also known as Pasty.
The votes just ended up being like his name got thrown out, and then they stuck with it, and so there was really no changing it at that point. But yeah, it sucked to see him go, honestly.
Yeah, Tanner was awesome. Enjoyed having him in the camp. We were on challenges. We were shoulder bros fighting through one of those challenges together, encouraging each other the whole time. So it was a shame to see him go. Would have loved to play with him for a little bit longer.
So, Curie, she was so sweet and such like a loyal competitor, and I think at this point it was more of just alliances that formed, and that was the easiest target to just put a name out and stick with it.
She was sweet the whole time that we talked, very loyal. I think that was a vote of convenience. Like, honestly, I don't think there was a good vote on that one. And she just happened to be the name that came up and that people stuck with, so. Yeah. Caleb, man, it was so sad to see him go. He was a big part of what we were doing and what we had in the works. But really enjoyed. He was kind of quiet, and I was afraid he was going to get singled out for that. But he played a good game, aligned with some really great people, and so yeah, it was sad to see him have to go.
Yeah. Oh, Madeline. I think she was an asset in the beginning because she had been a returner, but I think eventually we just had to get rid of the strongest threat, and that was just a common denominator. And
she was great at all of the challenges, and then also like at playing the game and talking and having those alliances. Like she was top of the line, and so that bitch had to go. It was sad to see her go because she was a really big asset.
I'm surprised she stayed in that long. I think she had the same problem that Garrett and Dylan had, but somehow managed to sneak her way up to the merge, which is honestly really impressive.
Yeah.
So hats off.
J. Ross. Dude, he was also top of the line. I mean, winning those immunities.
Jonathan just had a history. He was playing the game hard and had a couple dirty moves early on that I think marred his trust with everybody. So it was difficult to really keep him in for that much longer. But he played a good game while he was in, for sure.
Brittany. This one was kind of sad for me just because I felt like it was between me and her, and so I think a lot of this was just like desperate moves, desperate measures.
I was sad to hear like when we came back that she had been voted off just because we had been aligned.
When we had discussions about her, it was all about like she's gonna make the right choice or the logical choice, and you didn't necessarily trust her alliances, but you knew she was gonna do what's best for the game. Paige. Paige played a good game. She was pretty aggressive. She had a lot of things in the works, and it was a shock when she came back. And had all those idols. She had 2 different idols that she played.
She played a good game, and she stayed in for what, like 3 rounds of people targeting her?
Yeah. She came back. She got the chance to fight again. So.
Even her vote out was a split vote.
Yeah. Bradley also was just like such a good competitor, such a good like teammate to have. And he even like helped the girls when he was held hostage, like find food and stuff. So a lot of loyalty and respect to him. Ultimately, it just became like who's the biggest threat, and like we tried to level up the playing field again.
He was proving his strength. Maybe too much because he had come off of a couple of immunities where he won or was key in winning them. So it was one of those things. It's just dangerous. All right, Kate. Kate, man, she was hard to pin down. She played a really good game. She had an alliance with some of the other girls that got voted out early because they were seen as being strong competitors. And we always knew she was strong. We just didn't know where she was going to end up, and she kind of played very low-key, and it helped her out. And it wasn't until we just realized that, hey, she's got to go or she's going to sneak in somewhere and be a real problem later. And that's what kind of caused her to get out. But really well-played game, for sure.
She played a good game, and it was like a dark horse of the game. And so she definitely stepped up from what I thought how she was going to play. So.
Gabby was such a fun person to play with. I feel bad just because of the way that the game got played.
Yeah, it was just our alliance and her, and so at that point it's like we could stick with her, but it was also this alliance from the beginning. So
yeah, I will say she was aligned with some of the people that were high targets. And so to last that long was really impressive, the way she tried to meld with other groups. and unfortunately it just made it to where it was our group and then her, and so that's how she had to go. But really well played.
Played a very well game.
And B, we love B. Damn it.
Montana. I was really impressed, honestly. It became evident pretty early on that he was gonna get on the chopping block, and then he got himself off and formed alliance. So he was a strong player, and I think lasted very, very long, much longer than I think people were comfortable with him being in the game.
From the very beginning in the girls, like he was the only name that we knew. Every single time we'd go, who do we think the guys are gonna vote out? Kyle Montana. And then I was a hostage, and I like met him and we played, and I was very, very surprised and impressed just because I had assumed one thing based off of what I heard. And then he played the game very well, and then we ended up being aligned.
He played a very strong game, and I think we all respected. Oh, Christina. Christina was so loyal from the beginning, and I think that was definitely what got her through the game. I mean, she was just a loyal Alliance member, and she played hard. She got so many immunity idols, like played such a good game.
I will say in the beginning, like I thought of her as like on the outsides of the group, and then she played the game. She played the game very well.
Yeah, she was someone you could count on for sure, which is why I think all of us are talking like this, because it was so hurtful for us to vote her out, because there was no good reason to, and all she had done was help the Alliance. There were times when she had to blend in with other groups, but we knew who she was really with.
#1 double agent.
Oh, for sure.
Kyle Morosco, man, he played a good game. That was a tough vote out for sure. He played a flawless game, and in the end, it was just it was kind of honestly it was me or him.
Very glad that we aligned with him, because he did run the game like for a very big majority of it, but that's also the reason that he had to go, just because he played it well, and we knew that, and we knew the jury saw that. So we had to play it safe.
Come on in, guys. All right, welcome guys to your final individual ability challenge. Bryce, I will take it back. For the last time this season, it's up for grabs. How this challenge works is each of you have a slide puzzle. You must complete this slide puzzle, numbered 1 through 15. But the twist is you can only work on it while your bucket timer has water in it. There's a hole cut in each bucket so that when you fill it up with water, water will slowly empty from it. Crowd is ready? Go! Asia drops her bucket, but she's got it. Bryce begins working on his puzzle. You have to work on your puzzle and keep an eye on your water and make sure it is still spilling. Make sure you're watching your water. Bryce wins the final individual immunity. Bryce, come on up. Get your individual immunity. Is this the second or third time? Third time in a row. You said you wanted to win one. No, there we go. All right. Y'all head back to camp. Give you a few minutes to decide what you're doing, and then I'll see you at tribal council.
Feels good. Couldn't be in a better position, and excited to see how things play out for the end of the game. Excited to wrap up a great game of Survivor that's been played with lots of alliances and a lot of good players, and so glad I made it to the end.
I was very hopeful on the puzzle. I got kind of close. I was pretty proud of myself for what I was doing, and then looked up and realized that I had 2 of the numbers switched, so that set me back pretty far.
This feels sad going into the last tribal, because again, it's like all 3 of us, we're all buds and like we all won at the end of the day, and our alliance won, so I'm proud of us. I think we're all proud of ourselves. So here we are. I also just like, we all just like, I know, it smells awful. It literally smells awful. It smells, no, it smells like the thing that we did with the sponges. And then my sweatshirt smelled bad, you know?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just the 3 of us left who have been in an alliance. There's not a whole lot of scheming for us to do at all. It's really just Bryce's deciding vote, and the way that we decided to do that, the way Bryce wanted us to decide that was we rock, paper, scissors, 2 out of 3.
Are y'all doing it blind? Okay, do it blind, and I'll call rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and I'll shoot, you shoot. Deciding vote, it never feels good when by a matter of fact, I mean, you get to the end with your allies, and then you get to the very end with your closest allies, so nothing feels good, but we're all on the same page on how it happens and what needs to happen. Rock, paper, scissors between them 2, and we'll see who comes out the winner. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Alright.
Okay.
Alright. It's 1-0. 1-0.
Oh. I kept my eyes closed. I said, what?
Alright, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. 1-1. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Alright, we will now bring in the members of the jury. Madeline, Jonathan, Brittany, Paige, Matthew, Kate, Gabby, Montana, Christina, and Morosco voted out at the last tribal council. Alright, here we are. This is y'all's final decision of the game, after which the power will be transferred over to the jury tonight. So, Bryce, again, you have immunity. Tell me about that experience.
It's definitely interesting multitasking the water bucket and the slider puzzle. I haven't played one of those in a long time, and I forgot the strategy.
Got it. Did you decide to vote? Bryce? Vote. Last time, I'll read the vote. The last person voted out, Survivor, the final member of the jury, Asia.
Asia, you played a great game. There was no good answer. We knew it. It was rock, paper, scissors for the final 2. But really enjoyed playing with you. loyal friend and a great player of the game with Survivor.
Alright, who would like to give their introduction speech first?
Hey y'all, I'm Crystal, as all y'all know, also known as a lot of other names. I honestly, again, don't know how I made it this far. I think the main thing that probably got me is the core alliance that I had from the very beginning. I know I was very honest and very blunt with some people, but then I also was like trying to strategize and play the game. So I think, you know, it could go both ways in how you pick me and how I play the game, but I think I just stuck to my strategy and stuck with that the whole way through. And I don't have any regrets. I don't have any but wherever y'all go, I'm honored.
Yeah, Bryce, a lot of y'all know me. I didn't expect to make it this far for sure. I think we had a lot of strong players in the game, and a lot of strong players post-merge, which was kind of scary to be up against. And so my strategy was early on to try to find an alliance. And I think we found that core one she was talking about that kind of led us through some of the voting process that happened post-merge. From there, it was a matter of trying to fly under the radar as much as possible, making sure I knew the votes going in and where there was risk and try to avoid that as much as possible. But it was a great game with a lot of strong competitors and honored to be a part of it.
Well, Bryce has definitely won a lot of the immunity challenges. And so I think he definitely had a stronger relationship from that point. And I mean, he strategized well. We were part of the same alliance, so I respect him as a player.
Interesting how it played out. Just like she was always loyal throughout the whole game. So I think that speaks a lot to her. This is a hard game to be honest and loyal. For those that she's loyal with, people with.
Alright. Here's what's going to happen. Now, we're going to see your hands ready. So we're going to begin with Madeline. Go down, and one by one, you'll go into the voting booth and vote for the person you want to win. So Madeline, you know what you have to vote for, what you got to earn.
Bryce, I did not want you to make it to the end, but you played a great game and you deserve to win, so congrats. Bryce, you turned the entire camp against me for the entire game, and everything in me wants to just not vote for you, but you played a good game. But I don't want to hear about it ever again at home. Am I putting who I want to win or who? Okay.
Gotta stay true to my girl.
Alright, for the last time, I'll go tally the votes. Alright, this time, you want to hear your name called out. Alright, you need 6 votes to win. First vote, Bryce. Crystal. Bryce. 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 Winner of Survivor, Bryce. Congratulations. Let's go! You want to take pictures and then never get out of here? Yes.
Bryce, I did not want you to make it to the end, but you played a great game and you deserve to win, so congrats.
You were a great player. I should have gotten you out when I had the chance, and I slipped up, and you beat me to it. You deserve it.
Crystal, I need you to stand up more for your game, and you didn't.
Bryce, you turned the entire camp against me for the entire game, and everything in me wants to just not vote for you. But you played a good game. But I don't want to hear about it ever again.
Well played, man. Good job. Congrats. Made all the right moves. You deserve it.
Alright, I'm voting for Bryce. I think between him and Crystal, he made some deeper strategic moves and just had a better game overall. So that's what we're going with.
Okay, I think there's really only one clear winner out of these two, so congratulations, Bryce.
Good game.
It was a great game all around.
Bryce, I think we could go back and forth about who was pulling whose strings, but at the end of the day, game respects game.
Gotta stay true to my girl.